The Enrollment Act of 1863 passes July 7th. It is one of the things that is messy about the Civil War, and it's not, it's not neat and tidy, right? The Enrollment Act says that there's going to be a draft, a conscription. Lincoln had run out of soldiers to send to the Civil War. Gettysburg had just happened. They needed human bodies to do this thing. And they passed the Enrollment Act. That's a draft, but the draft has two pieces in it that kind of say the quiet part out loud. The first one is that you can pay somebody else or get through agreement somebody else theoretically to take your place. So if your draft is up, then you can find somebody else to take your place, including by paying them. The second thing is that you can just pay your way out. And what they did is they said if you had $300, you could give it to the Union Army so that they could buy more gunpowder or food or whatever, and you didn't have to go. $300 is not that much. It's about $7,000 by current standard currency, which meant that the people who couldn't pay it were essentially the poorest people, and that anybody over a certain socioeconomic status could just buy their way out of this draft. They put it in there. It wasn't like you had to be sneaky and apply to the right college or like have the right medical in the way that they had this in the draft in like Vietnam. They literally just said, oh, but if your draft number comes up, you can buy your way out. Because after the Enrollment Act passes, there are riots in New York City. There are riots across the country in some of these major cities that are being forced to send people. But New York City has this huge multi day riot over the course of July where people are furious and they make it about race because this is not like people up north are not racist and people down south are racist, right? It's that there's been a random line drawn and we're pretending like this is the case, but really everybody is struggling. The New York riots that happen over the Enrollment Act end up killing about 100 people: firefighters, police officers, soldiers, and a bunch of black New York citizens. They destroy 50 buildings. They literally go through and light buildings on fire over the fact that they're being asked to go fight in the Civil War down south and that they said that quiet part out loud. And this is where that phrase, poor man's war, rich man's fight, starts. It's this Enrollment Act where they're clearly saying if you're poor, you're going to go fight this war. And if you're rich or a rich man's son, they can just buy their way out of it.